Tropics are things that we're worried about.
Tropics, not an issue right now. We are continuing through September. Quiet. Sunny skies outside. It was a little hotter, was a little more humid. Not terrible, though. This is not the Gulf tropical muggies by any means. A dew point 71. Most of the day today, we had 60s or lower 70s. 92 our current temperature. 93 was our high today. And most of us still in the lower 90s, a few upper 80s. Humidity, though, again, not terrible. It was a little more humid as we do have kind of a light southerly wind. And that light southerly wind will keep our humidity levels on the slightly higher side going forward through the start of the weekend. Notice the dew points yesterday, we had periods of 60s or lower 70s, whereas most of the day today at Kenner, those dew points were in the lower 70s. So you definitely felt the difference. And we still have this northwesterly flow aloft. This is going to kind of leave us briefly for a few days heading into the weekend. One of the reasons why that moisture will be able to come back in from the Gulf. Then it gets reinforced heading into next week. This is what will send another front on through. This upper troughing pattern is what we like. That keeps the fronts coming, and it also keeps anything in the tropics that would even threaten the Gulf away from us. And it does look like a pattern which will continue through most of next week. Now, we are anticipating a front to arrive on Sunday. Before it gets here, still on the more humid side Sunday morning. Exact timing of the front still being worked out, and it may help to trigger a few isolated showers. Models, though, are not very aggressive with our rain chances going forward. 20% probably at most, both Saturday and Sunday. Front moves through on Monday. That brings in the drier air, and I think the front generally stays offshore, though the Euro kind of bringing it a little closer at times. So there may be some periods of a few passing clouds, but otherwise I think the pattern is going to keep us mostly dry and very pleasant for the second week of September. High temperatures also upper 80s, lower 90s, so just below or right at average, and humidity staying down. Today was a gorgeous day with high pressure at the surface, and I think the next couple of days, not bad, although we are anticipating a few stray showers. Don't cancel any weekend plans. The rain chances are low and not anticipating anything heavy. I think a mostly dry day tomorrow, though with a southerly wind, it wouldn't take much to squeeze out an isolated shower or two. Rain chances probably less than 10%. Kind of the same on Saturday. We'll call for about a 20% chance for an isolated shower Saturday. The better chance of rain, though, I think is going to be more Sunday with the front, and even that is not looking to be particularly wet. So about a 20, maybe 30% at the most for the upcoming weekend. Out in the tropics, we continue through the busiest month of hurricane season. Quiet. That will change, though the models are not very aggressive going into the next couple of weeks. One area that we're watching and our really only likely candidate for the next named storm is now being designated as Invest 91. Going through the weekend and into early next week, a general westerly motion is anticipated. Once it starts to approach the islands is kind of where the models split. Some have it continuing toward the west as a more organized system, and then others kind of have it falling apart. Eventually, though, the models are in decent agreement of a turn away from the islands and away from the United States. That's the GFS in red. Notice the Euro in green. There's nothing left. The Euro indicates that this system will just dissipate. It has a weaker storm. The GFS is going with a little bit stronger, but again, making the turn. As of right now, this does not look like it is going to be a threat for the Gulf, and the Gulf remains quiet through about the next 10 plus days based on some of the long range model guidance. So mostly dry tomorrow. We'll put in about a 20, again, maybe 30% chance for a few spotty showers on into the weekend. That drier air arrives, and I think next week looking very nice for our second week of September.